This is not a test of the emergency broadcast system. No matter what else happens, remember, this is not a test. Well, howdy and hello. The one person who was here shows that they've left. Okay, I understand. I'm not interesting. It's fine. I don't mind. I really don't. If nobody shows up for the next hour and a half, that's fine too. I will tailgate by myself. I was all by myself. I was all alone. I'm going to quit right there before I get a copyright strike. The cigar of the day is a Punch Elite EMS. Go ahead, read the barcode if you can. Never mind. It's a Punch Classico Elites. You've seen me smoke a lot of punches. Part of that's because they're readily available. Part of that's because I actually enjoy them. Especially when you can start noticing that there's a little bit of yellowing going on these cellophanes. They're starting to age up quite nicely. Right there where I'm buying them from. Now they're inexpensive enough that I don't have a problem buying them one at a time as I come across them right there at the grocery store. Grocery store that I go to right here in the Houston area has a small cabinet that I can pick up a cigar at pretty much every time I go. It's gotten to the point where they're looking for me to show up so that they can sell me another cigar. Been doing all the grocery shopping for 2 years now. What do you think? When the pandemic hit and everybody had to do their shopping first thing in the morning, and there'd be a line 30 people deep by 6 o'clock in the morning, and they weren't going to open until 7. Guess who was in line? Up near the front. Because I wake up early. I don't tell y'all where to be. They don't tell me where to be. All I know is I got my groceries. When everybody else was afraid, oh my God, there won't be toilet paper, I had rolls of it. Not because I stocked up. Not because I was worried about it. But because I would show up real damn early to the store. I wouldn't wait for 10 o'clock in the morning after 8,500 people have tried to already get all that toilet paper. And you know what? I wasn't worried about it. I went in, I got my 1 pack of toilet paper, I went back out. A couple weeks later, when I needed some more toilet paper, I went in, I got another pack of toilet paper. I went back out. Done. No big deal. Along with all the rest of my shopping. Now, I will be honest. When I went in the door, I went straight to the toilet paper and got my thing, put it in my basket, and then I went around the store to get all the rest of my stuff. Those people who were hoarding toilet paper, they had 8 years worth of toilet paper all stocked away. Oh my God, they're going to shut down making toilet paper. How'd that work out for you? You got a bunch of freaking overpriced toilet paper. That's what you did. You went out there and you bought up all the toilet paper you damn well could, and now nobody wants it. You're stuck with it. You're storing it. Okay, there were some people that probably actually did make a decent profit on toilet paper there for a little bit. I am not worried. I'm not trying to make profit. I'm not trying to make money on YouTube. I am not trying to do anything other than just hang out with y'all. That's really what it is. All this monetizing and politicalizing and trying to convince other people that you gotta believe the way I believe. Nah. Just be honest about it. I don't have to do a damn thing I don't want to do. Hey, looky there. Mailman. I'm gonna go collect the mail. I'll be right back. Sorry about this. Mail call. Oh, look. Still one person there, and I'm the only one that's talked so far. It's probably Phil. Don't worry, Phil. Phil. Punch. London Club or Elites. I'm going to tell you right now, you might want to give them a try. This is basically a short Lancero. It's slightly wider. Just slightly wider. If you go by the true definition of Lancero, it's about 2 ring gauges too big. But if you're looking for something that smokes well, that you don't need to really hammer on to keep it lit, decent taste, and enough strength that you're not going to feel like, damn, I need to load up a bowl full of Navy rolls or a Scudo or half a dozen other things. Well, I mean, you know, there you go. Punch. Elite or London Club size Classicos. It's got enough of a kick that it's going to keep you there. It's got a nice flavor that's not going to kill you. Oh, and they're relatively inexpensive compared to cigars. So you're not going to mind the overall generalized cost of that. Look there, 12 minutes in. Let's get this lit. Howdy, Mark. Great to see you, sir. I am not frosty. It is not cold enough yet to be frosty. When it gets that cold, you'll see this and another jacket with another hoodie, and this will be replaced with the crocheted cap that Steph sent me. Mostly all to protect the ears. But I mean, hey, just say it. Howdy, Jeff. The coal and the carrot. Well, the only carrots we get around here all come in rings. Diamonds. That'll shut her up. Yeah, no, I'm not allowed to say that, am I? That might be a copyright strike. Damn it. Well, Ron, you show up and you decide that you're going to copyright strike me because I said one of your catchphrases. First, we'll go right up to the bar up over here and we will go get ourselves a cigar. And second, depending upon whether you're a Scotch or a bourbon fan, we might just have to sit around and have a Scotch or a bourbon. I'm just having an old-fashioned today. Oh, and just in case, I even know that diamonds come from coal. Even better. So there we go. It goes all the way around now. Oh, and just to be on the safe side, we can even smoke diamond crowns. I know you're Brown Zeno, sir. Don't worry. In case y'all are wondering which Ron I was talking about, no, that's not Hard Crackers. That'd been Ron White, fellow Texan. Of course, Jeff Dunham is also a Texan. Maybe we just pretty damn good at cracking jokes here in Texas. Whatever. No big deal. Okay, I'm cracking jokes because I don't want to talk about political stuff. There's some craziness going on in the world these days. I don't want to discuss it. Things are getting real dicey over in Europe right now. I don't really want to discuss it. If y'all want to talk about it, bring it to me. We'll talk about it. Been seeing this coming for a while. Didn't really want to talk about it. Asked a few questions from key individuals. There are YTPC family that are out that direction that, well, we gotta hope that they are doing well. See, Jeff, I don't even want to think about what World War III is going to involve. But let's be honest. If they invade and they get anywhere near Houston, they'll be shot to doll rags by the time they do get here. Because they got to refuel sometime. And there's a whole lot of firearms here in Texas. We got no problems putting in some work. They show up on a boat, they still got to unload. That ain't gonna work. They decide to go through Mexico and come north. There's a whole lot of empty out there that they gonna be sorely pressed to get all the way through it. There's a lot of good old boys out there that want nothing more than them to open up the license on shooting invaders. And some of them got some big guns. I don't have to talk about it. I know about it. I wouldn't suggest going through Canada. There's only two routes to invade Canada. Both of them are cold. Both of them are slow. You can't invade Canada from the north. Hell, they'll see you coming for a damn solid year. After you cross the North Pole, you are on every radar station known to man. And there's nothing up there to hide from. So they've got that low ground level, straight off the ice. They know you're coming. Go ahead, fly nap of the earth. It's not going to do you any good. You could invade Canada from the east or the west. One of them, you practically got to go through Alaska. Good luck. Wouldn't go that route. That's suicide. The other one, you got to come from the east. When you make that dog leg anywhere near Iceland or Greenland, holy crap, there's all kind of different little marker buoys and everything else out there in the Atlantic that's going to be screaming all kind of bloody murder. Here they come, here they come. Not to mention, if you're going from like Russia this direction, you still have to pass everything up just to get to America going that way. Coming from the other route, you still got to fly real close to China. And, well, North Korea as well. I mean, North Korea might not scare anybody, but they go jump up there and try to take a bite out of whatever flying over their airspace, just saying. Yeah, good old testicle nukes. That's all we got to worry about. Those dickheads pushing red buttons that will either destroy the whole world or well, I mean, that's pretty much the only choice. People start throwing nukes around and they're going to destroy the whole world. They're going to say, let's irradiate the whole freaking planet to the point where nobody can survive it. Well, at that stage, nice knowing you, brothers and sisters. Houston is going to be a prime target. I mean, America without 50% of the oil production that they have. Let's do that. Hello? Japan was beat because they didn't have oil. It wasn't because they didn't have troops. They had plenty of fanatics. And all the time in the world to dig in. They didn't have oil. Oh, and if you really want to know why Russia's going into the Ukraine, it's resources. Just like what Mark said, resources. Go in and look at the natural resources that are available in the Ukraine that they know about. Not what they think might be there, but the shit they know about. Ukraine is loaded with natural resources. Stuff that tactically Russia would be smart to go ahead and get as much of it as they can. Even if they get pushed back out of the Ukraine by the UN in the space of, say a year. The amount of resources they can run off with in a year will supply them for quite some time. Long enough that they can go back in and grab some more when they start running low. Nobody really wants to go on a war with Russia. It's a scary proposition going to war with Russia. You know it's going to go badly. It's a scary proposition going to war with China. You know it's going to go badly. Because of Congress and rules of engagement, it's only like, well, you know, maybe we'll worry about it at some point in time and whatever. It's not really getting so scary about going to war with the United States of America anymore. I mean, little bitty Afghanistan with their Kurdish fighters up in some mountains. Okay, let's also remind ourselves that Afghanistan has the nickname of that's where dynasties go to die. The Hindu Kush and the whole area around there. Every village might be at war with the village right next door, but you go into Afghanistan and both of those villages that are at war with one another will turn and shoot you as if they were the best friends the whole time. 30 seconds ago, they were literally trying to kill each other because somebody's goat ate somebody's flour off of somebody else's ridge or something like that. I mean, do not get me to try and describe to you how crazy the feuds can get over in Afghanistan. I've heard from some people that have been there, and I'm not even going to try and describe it because the stuff that they described to me was like, really? That's what that fight was about? Huva Ilta Boris. Head down, eyes open Boris. And go get your bracelet that basically describes what would Simu Heha do. And unlike the guy who I saw on Twitter that was describing Finland as a country that was, about ready to roll over and give up, even though Russia wasn't massed at their borders, I got the feeling that there are a whole lot more people in Finland with a whole lot more backbone than what Russia really wants to go up against. Oh yeah, well, Mark, we trained them how to guerrilla fight with more modern weapons. And 30 years later, they said, oh, hey, thanks, by the way, boom, now we're doing you. Really? What? Are you serious? YouTube is blocking 2 Canadian geese flying over. Well, congratulations, Canada. YouTube hates you. By the way, it's an old-fashioned, and I'm enjoying the hell out of it. Really? Oh, that's horrible, because I would completely allow you to say that I was the white person version of honk. You know what I'm talking about. I wonder, is there a double version of Chad's favorite tobacco, which would be haunted bookshop? Wonder if they'll block that. Boris, if you see it show up, can you please allow Martin's message to go through? I guess maybe if I was on a computer and on YouTube as a... No, did not show up. By the way, howdy, Martin. Great to see you, sir. No, it is not cold again. It is not cold. It's 46 to 48 degrees right in that area. But what am I supposed to do about it? The ears get cold, I get an earache, and then I end up with a ruptured eardrum and go into the hospital for something crazy. Canoe. There's always a way to do it, Martin. By the way, you know, as long as you're not trying to pick on anybody who's in here, if you're even trying to pick on the people who are in here, you're probably just going to get blocked, banned. If you're trying to pick on me, bring it. By the way, has everybody been reading The Blob? The Blob. You know, that little blog by the Breyer Report? You know the one. I believe you know the one. It's been getting pretty long-winded lately. But on the last couple of lines, he took a shot at Mortensen J. Crow. The feud is getting real there between the Bird and the Breyer. Just saying. Just saying. Well, Martin, maybe that's a good thing. That way that your bitcoins and your financial institution cannot be contacted to shut you down. And as far as someone shutting me down because my financial institution, if I say something that pisses them off, you know how stupid that would be? One, I don't have enough money in my bank account to even worry about. So, two, now you've told me who the hell you are that wants to be an enemy of mine. I don't have enemies. To the best of my knowledge, none of my enemies are living. If we don't change nothing, there won't be nothing. Let's be truthful on this. I don't need any enemies. What I do have is knowledge, and I have knowledge that will keep me living for a long time, whether I have cash or not. I know how to go off in the woods and lose myself in such a way that you would have hell finding me. But I have the damnedest time showing up in places where you least expect me to. It's been true my whole life. People think just because they can shut my cash down means that I'm done. Oh no. I also know how to work for cash. Quick one-day jobs. Little side job here, little side job there. I can make some money. And people will pay for the kind of skills that I have. Quick and easy. Sure, no problem. Oh, you need that tree trimmed? Yeah. You got 50 bucks cash? Let's get this thing done. Oh, You need some electricity done? I'm the man. Let's get it done. A little bit of cash in my pocket goes a long way when you know how to live poor. I like living well. But I'll tell you right now, I grew up on cornbread and beans. To me, chunk of cornbread, bowl of beans, slice of onion, I'm in heaven. You know how cheap that is? The whole meal would literally cost me less than $3. I could eat that for months on end. Oh, and that would be a day. $3 a day. I could live on $3 a day worth of food indefinitely. But I know how. I've done it. Wouldn't be no problem. You know how easy it is to make $3? I could stand out on the side of a road with a sign wanting to make $3 so I can have cornbread, beans, and an onion. Shit. Somebody passing by would probably put $3 in my jar just to get me to go the hell away. There's your $3. Go away. Done. People think I'm lying. What's it cost? Oh, Boris, let's be honest about this, brother. If I had to live without it, I could. But I'm going to get ornery. Of course, if someone shuts down my bank account just because I said something here, then I'm probably going to get ornery. Howdy, Jeffrey, and howdy, Everett. Great to have y'all both in. Hopefully everything's going well. Everett, how's your mom? Hopefully she is well. Been praying for her, brother. Please don't tell me that she's passed, because I don't want to hear that today. That would just be the icing on the cake that I don't really want to know. Hopefully she's made a turn for the better, because that's what I'm wanting to hear. Hopefully what I just said didn't make you cry, because if it's making you cry, that means it didn't, and that's a bad thing. And then if that's the case, damn, I'm sorry for you, brother. Words cannot express that kind of sorrow. Jeffrey, no, this is a Punch Elites. If you go to the Punch Cigars website, it'll be one of the first cigars you can actually find. It's in their classic or Classico series. And you scroll down till you find the Elites, and it's like a short Lancero. Howdy, Todd. Great to see you, sir. Everett, you didn't say anything. Now I'm starting to worry, brother. Are you okay? There is a lot more than just me praying for your mom. Crap. That doesn't sound good at all. At least she's not on oxygen. If it was really bad, she would be on oxygen. It's either that or they've decided that it's a lost cause, and I hope that that's not the case. There just should not ever be a situation where somebody is a lost cause just because of pneumonia. The way things are in the world right now, and medical everywhere was pretty much a toss of the dice, most of them loaded in favor of the government before COVID happened. Now, I don't even want to imagine it. Oh, hey Eddie. Sorry, yours popped into my screen in between two that I had already read, so I missed you being there. But howdy, great to have you in, sir. Sorry to bring it to such a freaking horrible subject. It just feels like the whole day is just a horrible subject waiting to happen. Russia invades the Ukraine. Trudeau acts like he's gone completely bat. Cliff's favorite emoji, crazy. If things get worse, this could end up as World War III. The bright part of my day is I had basically a conversation with Phil, and then later today I had a conversation with James Stumbo. James, if you're there, brother, I love having a conversation with you. And anytime you need to talk to keep your mind off the fact that your daughter is driving somewhere, you call me up. I'll spend the time with you. I understand how it is to know that your kids are not exactly in the safest spot. Believe me, when my son is overseas, I ain't liking it. Well, Everett, there's another bright part of the day. The bright part of the day for me is that it's not picture in picture where I can see you in a thong watching this. But just saying, I'm not really into guys. Yeah, Eddie, bronchitis is no bullshit, though. Keep an eye on it, because if that shit walks, it can turn into walking pneumonia. I know, happened to me a few years back. Quite literally, took a flight, landed, ended up with bronchitis. Don't know how I ended up with it on the flight, but it set in. By the time I took a flight back, it was pneumonia. I damn near died of that crap. And the place I worked for didn't even know. My wife did. She heard me call her on the phone hallucinating. Very nice, Cole. Glad to see that you can enjoy that cigar. I've never really was a fan of the Gurkha Beauty, but I did like the Gurkha Ghost pretty well. Yeah, Eddie. Yeah, bronchitis will run you down quick too. That's a problem. All good, Everett. We're loving it. Keeping yourself in good spirits. That'll get you a lot farther than being down and depressed. Trust me, I know this. It took me a while to figure it out, but I did get there. And I try to live by that. Here's one of the things I found out. You know what? If I dwell upon all the craptastic things that has happened in my life, I will stay pissed off at the world and I will be depressed all the time. And there was a shit ton of stuff that was craptastic in my life. So there's plenty to dwell on. The alternative is I can dwell on all the high points of my life and let the low points where I had to hit bottom to go back up kind of fade out of memory. Or I can remember them as, man, you know what? I hit bottom and then I started climbing again. But not to dwell in the valleys of your life, to dwell on the mountaintops, to remember the good times and the positive times, and strive to get back to there and stay in those zones. And you know what? My life is so much better after doing that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but it worked for me, and my life was shitty. Hey, you get back what you put in. You know what? When I was dwelling on my life being shitty, I was only putting in shit. I was getting back more shit. When I put all that aside and I started dwelling on my life being great, I started putting greatness back in. And you know what? My life got better. It was awesome. Is my theory unproven? Sure. But there's a whole lot of y'all out there that can agree with me. Big country, I'm going to tell you, sometimes aging a cigar 10, 12 years, it doesn't help at all. And sometimes aging it just to the right spot is the right idea. I've had a few that were aged. Y'all remember the Camacho Liberty series that I was telling y'all about the other day? 2 years. That's what you want to age it. Went from the cake to the haunted bookshop. That's haunted, not honked, but haunted. Hey, can somebody see if HONKED works? Martin was saying that the words HONK does not work on YouTube right now. And at least he was saying that it didn't work. Not a problem, Eddie. You take care. Great having you here. And get over that bronchitis. We want to see you back. Okay, so a single, Martin, a single will work, whereas a double does not seem to. Because Big Country just put in one plain titty squeeze. Oh, sorry if that offended any of y'all. If they're big, gigantic things, you kind of really want to reach out and go honk. I'll be surprised if that's not my new sound bite, because I tend to save it now for when McFly is on the screen so that he can hear, I'm King Dingaling on this thing. Backfire on Martin. Yes, it might almost sound like he's picking on me, but then I find a way to really, really get it to go back on him. Got to remember, my first soundbite, and I was the first person with a soundbite, remember this. My first soundbite was, it gets pretty easy after you roofie the first 3 or 4. Taken from a conversation that I had with Steve live on the Let Her Rip Friday show. Oh, all your audio's on headphones. Okay, cool. Well, if McFly could hear it, you would change it. By the way, for any of y'all who haven't been showing up on a regular basis to the Let Her Rip Friday show, walk into this. I'll hold it out there. You just walk into it. Any speed you feel is necessary. I suggest full sprint. Come on, it's a great time, and it's on Fridays. It's one of those things where you can laugh and just sit back and say, you know what? Screw the bullshit that's happening in the world. I'm just going to have a good time hanging out with friends. And here's this goofball bastard that's telling dad jokes and talking to a puppet. And sometimes Mortensen. Sorry, Derek, but you're not here to defend yourself. I had to go there. Martin, it's not so much that I want to put Derek down like that. But he never shows up in anybody else's lives. He puts all that work in on yours, but doesn't go out to try and help you promote yours. So now he's got something to talk about. Unless, of course, he's Doug, and then he never wants something to taco about. Martin, I know you show up. I've seen you on tons of different lives. And there you are, you're helping Dingus. Also, to me, that's James. But not just James, but James! Look, there's a lot of great shows out there, people. Y'all don't want to go to them, that's fine. I don't mind. It's great, whatever. I show up when I can. I can't show up to every one of them. You know what? There's probably lives happening right now during my live. I'm not showing up to their live because I'm doing a live. Brings me back to something about Breyer Report, and I'm just going to let y'all know. Look, real simple. What's on the Breyer Report, scheduling, is not because Phil has said, you need to put this show on right here at this time. It's all because people have said, hey, Phil, I'm going to do this show at about this time. Can you put it in your thing and get it out to people? If somebody wants to do a live at the exact same time as me, you're welcome to do so. If I find out that you're doing a live at the exact same time with me, believe that I will probably change my time to help accommodate you. I could go either way. That's how Boris gets around to so many lives, is that he goes to like 8 or 9 shows at a time. He puts one on his iPad, one on his phone, and 3 or 4 on his computer, and there he is. He's hanging out with everybody. Boris is awesome. I love Boris. And if Russia decides that they're going to invade Finland, because at one point it was part of Sweden, and then it became a Grand Duchy of the Soviet Union, and then December 6th, 1917, salute Boris, the Finnish people said, fuck this shit, we're going to be independent. They declared their independence, and on the 18th of December the same year, Russia finally acknowledged their independence. Only to make the stupid-ass decision that they were going to try and take it all back during World War II. History books. You don't like the history, don't read the books. Just remember, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. Boris, the only thing I will tell you is that if it comes down to you staying in Finland, and if it looks like Finland is going to crumble up and fold up like a basket of laundry in front of a grandmother that knows what she's doing, hop your ass on a plane, get to United States of America. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to tell you, don't go to Houston. And I'm saying unfortunately, not because I wouldn't love to have you here in Houston as a neighbor, but because I think heat stroke would kill you by the time August rolled around. Right now, you'd be sitting here in summer clothes and enjoying the hell out of it. Look, I'm bundled up. Come summer, when I'm in t-shirt and shorts, you wouldn't even be able to leave the damn house. That would be one hell of a way to live. That would suck. But I'm fairly certain Boris would be the kind of person that would fit into American society quite well. Oh, and tobacco's cheaper here. Okay, you gotta do without the Cuban cigars. But all the other tobacco is cheaper here. By a ton! Now, would I love to have Boris here in Houston area to have as a neighbor? Oh, hell yeah. Absolutely. Would I wish this kind of heat on somebody who's used to that kind of cold? No. Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Greenland, don't move to Houston. Holy crap, would you hate this? Not my fault. I'm not trying to dissuade anybody from moving to Houston. If you really, really want to, bring it. Just be prepared, because August is coming. Yeah, you would have to seriously snowbird. But then you would never get out of t-shirt and shorts. Hell, you'd be in wife beaters and Speedos. Boris, you've seen me at 80 degrees in February. That's a hot summer day in Finland. I mean, you might be able to survive the winters here in Houston, but we'd all be looking at you funny as you're walking around in t-shirt and shorts. Don't get me wrong. We'd love to have you here. Oh, yeah, Paul's Thongs, yeah. Paul's and Everett's. Good old P&E. P&E, Master Thongers of the YTPC. And no, I'm not acting weird because I'm drinking an alcoholic drink. I'm just trying to have one of those regular, normal, just out of control days that is what it is. I love a good old fashioned from time to time. Granted, I would prefer just regular straight bourbon. But the bourbon I got is a little bit harsh. It's good, but it's harsh. What do you want? So if it's harsh, I make a mixed drink and I enjoy it. And if it's not harsh, I just drink it 2 to 3 fingers at a shot. West Side? Oh, sorry. Wrong. Not supposed to do stuff like that either, huh? Single honks are okay. Hey, Martin, if you're still there, try triple honks. I wonder if it's just a specific set of single, triple will go through, but a double will not, because double might be politically motivated and completely against a... Oh my God. Twitter, #1 hashtag notified today was hashtag black-faced Hitler. And I was wondering, what in the hell is black-faced Hitler? Yeah, well, found out black-faced Hitler is Justin Trudeau. That's what the Canadian people are calling Justin Trudeau. Any of y'all here in Canada, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to spread that rumor. That's what's on Twitter right now. I thought it was hilarious. I have no idea why they call him Blackface Hitler. I don't care. That's Canada's problem. I said that's Canadians' problem. Maybe it didn't come out exactly right. That's Canada's problem. No, not really. That's Canadians' problem. If you're a Canadian citizen, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're still in Canada. We have plenty of them here in the United States. They keep saying they'll immigrate back to Canada if Donald J. Trump wins the election. And then they never left. Four years later, they're out there saying, oh my God, Biden's the best ever. And I'm still wondering when they were going to leave. By the way, real quick, I'm going to hit the Republican Party just as hard as I just hit the Democratic Party. For those of you Republicans out there saying, not my president, remember this statement. That is basically saying you are not an American. If you're not an American, that's fine. Go away. Bye. See ya. I've been alive since Nixon. Name all of them. They've all been my president. Did I vote for all of them? No. Did I vote for some of them? Yes. Was I happy about any of them? Not really. Just, let's be honest. Hindsight is always 20/20, but looking back is still a bit fuzzy. Needless to say, I voted for Barack Obama once. It was that time when he ran against Romney. I looked at their political stances and I realized that one was the incumbent and one was not. And that was really the only difference between the two of them. So I said, yeah, screw it. Let the guy who's in there go ahead and do what he's doing. Worst case scenario, he's gone in 4 years anyways. Did I vote for him the first time? No, I did not. I didn't think that he had any political or true experience enough that I should think of him as the actual leader of the United States of America. And I thought that John McCain was the better candidate. My beliefs, not based upon party. Well, let's be honest. Here we go. Let's be honest about all Americans. In the last 20 years. All right, let's go 20 years. Yeah, 20 years. Let's talk 20 years. Old enough that the youngest person who should be voting in elections coming up should know basically what I'm saying here. America has basically rolled out two piles of shit, one on each side, and they said, pick the one that you think doesn't stink the worst. And then once you vote for him, we're going to take a big old slice of bread on both sides, and we're going to make a sandwich of it, and we're all going to take a bite. And well, there you go. That's been American politics for the last 20 years. Hasn't changed, has it? No, not really. Did I really think Donald J. Trump was the best person for the job? No, not at all. Did I think he was a better choice than Hillary? Absolutely. Did I think he was a better choice than Biden? Yes. Does my opinion matter for shit? No. Woo! Over a Pipe just uploaded. Happy IPSD 2022. Thank you, Barton. I appreciate that. And Jeffrey, he says his first cigar was about 30 years ago, a darkly wrapped Fonseca. I honestly couldn't remember what my first cigar was. I will tell you that it was somewhere between my junior and senior year. It was given to me by a guy who was the nicest mean guy I ever met. A guy who screamed at me on a daily basis, treated me like crap, and taught me some things about the real world that I couldn't have learned anywhere else. Now, pretty much everybody called him Sergeant Smitty because his last name was Smith. Just like every other sergeant named Smitty. Chances were their name was Smith or Goldsmith or Silversmith or something Smith or whatever. Or maybe their first name was something like Smith or hell, I don't know. I will tell you that he kicked my ass from one corner of the planet to the other practically. And every time I stepped a toe out of line, he was all up in my ass. And there it was. I was young enough to be stupid and physically fit enough to be superior on most things. And I think he made it his goal to make me better than I ever actually thought I could be. Now, I'm going to be honest. I thought I could be pretty good. He thought I could be outstanding AF. And I doubt I lived up to his expectations. And that was a long, long time ago. Found out about 10 years ago he had passed on. He was somewhere around 30 when I was somewhere around 17. Not really a surprise that he's passed on. And that first cigar damn near killed me. Coming up on March. March has never really been a good month for me. Always reminds me of men better than me that should have made it and didn't. Long story there, I'm not going to get into it. I don't have the time tonight anyways. We've got less than 20 minutes. Howdy, Steve. Great to see you, sir. Howdy, Miss Kathy, if you happen to be there. There's a wink for you, sweetie. We love you. Steve can go away. Miss Kathy, you stay around. All right, Steve, I know I'm excommunicated from Oklahoma for a couple of weeks, but you've got snow and ice, so I'm not going there anyways. Steve, Kathy, be careful if y'all have to go out anywhere. I know how treacherous that crap can get. Jeffrey, good night. Hopefully you're doing well. If you can make it to Robert, aka, let me type that in just in case you decide you can't sleep. That is this is the name of the channel to be looking for. ENASDAD. Don't be a stranger Come back anytime you like. Loved having you here. Sleep well. Don't feel that you have to show up. But, you know, this is just a tailgate. The whole purpose of the tailgate is to get you to the next show. Gotta tell you, I miss Sundays with Steve and Kathy. They used to come on early enough that I could sit down and enjoy my bit of time with them, and then Holly would wake up and, well, my day would be Holly's. Because on Saturday and Sunday, my day is Holly's. I don't resist it. I don't fight it. I just do it. Sorry, Nike. I copied your tagline. Oh, God, Steve must have been smoking more of that Captain Black Grape. Ah. Steve, I told you. High quality cigars when you are stuck in the house. Always keep a few in the humidor. Just for those emergency situations where you have either sleet, hail, and snow, or tornadoes. Unfortunately, Oklahoma is kind of known for some tornadoes. High quality cigars. Because at least if she doesn't like the smell of them, you know that they were still a high quality cigar and worth every puff that you had to spend outside, not in her company. I mean, those little not worth it cigars, was it really worth it to spend your time with that cigar over spending your time with someone so lovely as Miss Kathy? Steve, you're probably a smart man. I have not gotten rid of my CBG. April 1st is right around the corner. Will you be tuning in to see whether I smoke Captain Black Grape or Bacon Old Fashioned? And I've been talking to Phil about sending me some of this, oh my God, spicy chocolate. Supposedly, Phil has a line on some chocolate that is almost as hot as Death Nuts. What I'm wanting to know is, are any of y'all going to tune in if I'm eating it? There is only one problem with an old fashioned, and that's that twisted ass freaking piece of orange peel. That tries to absorb all of that juicy bourbon I do love an old fashioned, but I hate the damn orange peel. Actually, I'm okay with the orange peel. Boris says, yes, he is definitely tuning in if I'm eating some spicy as crap hot chocolate. Odie! Oh my God, Odie is here. Odie, I just finished off a old-fashioned. Thank you for showing up after I drank bourbon. It was Balcones, by the way. Thank you, Steve. That makes me so happy. Luckily, I'm not your favorite square turd, because then a certain guy in Australia would make me round. And I'm already round. Round is a shape, so I'm still in shape. As I've said too many times, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Go ahead. Throw your comments at me. It's fine. You can't hurt what I don't allow you to hurt. And trust me, nobody's hurt my feelings in years. Nor will you ever have the shot at hurting my feelings. It doesn't exist. There's not the possibility. You can't do it, so go ahead. Throw your best insults out. And if they're really good, I will steal them from you and use them for myself. Thank you. All right, 10 minutes till Robert's on. More or less. The T-shirt man. The E&A's dad. The keeper of Karen. You know the one. Oh, good Lord. That's screwed up. Here we are getting dark outside, and 3 trucks just passed by, one after the other. All of them landscaping? We don't have that many landscapers in this neighborhood. There are quite literally only 3 landscaping companies in this neighborhood that do any work. And one of them wouldn't even do this house if it wasn't for the fact that he's got a job around on the other neighborhood that pays him 3 times what we pay him. So, Odie, what are you pouring for tonight? Inquiring minds want to know. No big deal either way. You don't have to tell me. It's fine. By the way, next month we're having Muletown Pipe Show. Smoking event? Pipe smoking event? Muletown? Something or other? It's a hell of an event. Somewhere there in Columbia, Tennessee. Chicagoland is a go. That'd be the Chicago Pipe Show, by the way. Sometime in May. I think if Chicago happens, Las Vegas will happen. If Las Vegas happens, pretty much they're all going to happen. Right now, I'm scheduled to see none of them live. Damn it all to hell. All right. Between Weller Green and Buffalo Trace. Oh, God. I think I'd be flip a coin. Because quite literally, that's really where I'd be. I'd be flip a coin. You're not going to do bad with either one, my opinion. I mean, when I decided on balcones, I flipped a coin. I was thinking turkey, but I couldn't get rare breed because there was none available in Houston. Tears. And I looked at a fifth of something I knew to be good, or a 1.75 liter of balcones that I didn't know but was Texas based at the same price. And I said, you know what, let me go for that balcones. Why not? And now I know I fucked up. Howdy, Ron. Great to see you, sir. Ron, your name was mentioned earlier, though it was not really your name that was mentioned. Great to see you, sir. Glad that you could make it. It was the other Ron, the one that says diamonds. That'll shut her up. I figure if I didn't get a copyright strike on the first one, I might as well go ahead and shoot it for the second. Just in case anybody's worried about that, Ron White, you are also a Texan. I am also a Texan. Well, sort of, more or less. I was born in Oakland, California. I've lived in Texas most of my life. And, you know, like, men are now competing in women's sports saying they identify themselves as a woman. I have always identified myself as a Texan, mostly because I was 5 years old before I found out that I was born in Oakland. You know how much I remember about Oakland? 0. still my team, though. Even if they've been in Las Vegas and then back to Oakland and then now in Las Vegas. They're right there. They're right there. I'm willing to bet my team screws up the draft, too. Oh my God, it's 1 minute before Robert. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having y'all around. I have rather enjoyed myself this evening. Hopefully y'all have also. Woo, Ron. You missed it earlier, but brother, I'm telling you right there, that sounds like a slice of heaven. Get a slice of onion to go with that, and you're good. Hell yeah, white bean and kale soup. I'm good. I'm good. Hot buttered cornbread. Hell yeah. $130 proof. You can't even have bourbon that's 130 proof. Not in B bourbon, because it can't be put in the barrel at anything higher than 125 proof. Not NB bourbon. It's one of the rules of bourbon. They can distill it to whatever they want to, but they've got to add enough water to bring it down to 125 before they put it into a barrel. And it can't be bourbon if it's over that, because it will not, there's no possible way that it can gain alcohol I mean, it's one of the rules. It's one of the hard set rules. I mean, okay, yes. One of the other hard set rules is it's got to be made inside of a certain area of Kentucky. But that rule's been relaxed. So maybe that other rule has been relaxed since the last time I've been into Bourbon County. Good Lord. Highest content bourbon I ever had was 119. And that was a first or second bottling of the rare breed lineup. Well, Odie, I understand that, but one of the rules of bourbon was that it can't be put into the barrel at any more than 125 proof. And it's going to lose some of that alcohol in the aging process. 2 years minimum to age bourbon. You end up with the devil's cut and the angel's share. So the alcohol content always goes down from 125 proof down. So I'm confused on how it could be 130 proof plus and still be called bourbon. Not saying it's not good. Not saying it's not alcohol. Not saying that it won't get you jacked the fuck up. But I'm wondering how in the hell it can be called bourbon if it has broken one of the sacred rules of bourbon. I mean, what's next? We start calling Crown Royal bourbon because Crown Royal is technically bourbon, but it's made in Canada? Just curious. All right, y'all. Is Robert on yet? I'm pretty sure Robert's on. Roberto Lancero. Somebody please check for me. If he's not on, that's fine. I understand he had COVID. He might be feeling still under the weather. There is no requirement that he goes on. Ooh, that's a little warm on the tip of my thumb. All right, so Boris, take care, keep your head down and your eyes open. Make sure that if anybody's coming across wearing that red star, shoot straight. Odie, do the barrels you got to remember, does alcohol boil off before water or does water boil off before alcohol? It should not be increasing in proof as it ages. That's just a science fact there, brother. Evaporation will happen, but whatever evaporates at the lower temperature will evaporate first, which is why the alcohol will evaporate first. Which is how a still works. You boil off the alcohol and then you chill it and it runs down through the chiller and drips out as alcohol. By the way, I just heard from Brian Report. If I think the blogs have been long lately, get ready. They're going to get longer. Thank you, Phil, for letting me know. Don't worry. I'm still going to read them every day. All right, so Odie, I'm not trying to start an argument. We'll just drop it there. Really? So they're allowed to go up to 140 proof now. Remember, when I was 30, I was able to talk with Jimmy Russell, and that's where I got my information from. 125 proof was all it was allowed. So if they've relaxed that, then they've relaxed it. It's fine. I'm not saying that they can't. I'm just saying that what it was then, what it might be now, might be two different things. They've relaxed some rules. I can be wrong. It's fine. I'm okay with being wrong. That just means I have to go look at what the rules are at present and revise my statements. If they're allowed to go into the barrel at 140 proof or even 150 proof, then that's what they're allowed. But I thought my information was correct back in the day that it was 125 proof. That's all they were allowed. No big deal either way. I don't care. I'm not starting a fight. Don't give a shit one way or the other. I will still drink the hell out of it. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank y'all for being here. My cigar is about done. Whether Robert's going live or not, I don't know. I haven't seen him say anything about going live. If he's not live when I get out of here, I might go in and grab another cigar and start up another live just to fill up some time for him while he's not here. Hopefully he is. As per always, remember, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, do the best you can with that. And as always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and oh crap, that's a nub. Short ashes, long ashes. Y'all take care. I will see you soon, hopefully on Roberts. If not, I will be back here with another cigar in just a minute. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.